So the motion's a little long, but it's very simple. When I came on this board, I was handed this, and it's a very thorough book, and there's other chunks of information in there, but it's all on paper. So my motion is to direct Superintendent Littlefield to scan or provide digital electronic copy of all procedural and policy documents used by the Hooksett School Board to include the following list: policy manual, which is the blue binder containing sections A through L, Hooksett School District Administrative Guide, School Board Code of Conduct and Procedures, School Board Organizational Chart, Master Agreement by and between the Hooksett School District and Hooksett Educational Association, Master Agreement by and between the Hooksett School District and Hooksett Educational Support Professionals Association. Once scanned, these documents will then be provided to the public in a logically ordered fashion on the Hooksett School Board website. Before the documents are posted to the website, a draft organizational document will be presented to the Hooksett School Board for majority approval. A search bar will also be installed to provide the capability to search all documents posted on the Hooksett School Board website, including these new documents. These actions will be completed in 6 weeks, including approval of website logical layout, which may be accomplished in parallel. The board allows the superintendent to employ an outside source to come on site to digitize the documents or to send out the documents to be digitized if necessary. If I get a second, I'll add some discussion.
Second.
So the time frame is just to give us an idea. You're going to give me the reality check, but I just wanted to get this motion in there so that the public has access to all the information here that the school board has access to on our website. As we all know, in the 21st century, as a school board, we should no longer be relying on a hard copy binder to review our policies and procedures. All of our documents need to be accessible online and searchable for the board as well as the public. I am one that I love printing things out, and so I love this manual. I've been reading it a lot, but at the same time, the public, I think, needs to be able to access this stuff electronically so they can search it at their leisure, as well as our minutes. If we have a search tab up there, we can search through our minutes in case we need to find any old information. So that was the basis of the motion.
Chair? I support the motion. I think we also may save some money down the line because if school board members opt out of the whole paper copy, I think as we move forward, that may happen as more of us want to switch over to electronic media. So I think there's some savings. I think the 6 weeks might be a bit tight for all of that. I would like to make the motion to change this motion to say this action shall be completed by September of 2013. September of 2013.
That's an amendment, right?
Yes.
Do you have a second? Do you have a second for that?
I'll second it.
My expectation is that over the summer, things slow down to a certain degree. I know they don't come to a stop here, but that this would give some time. The piece that makes me want to do this is adding the searchable bar. The scanning is kind of straightforward, but to organize may take a little bit longer. So.
Yes, Mr. Dugas.
Well, I think there are some good points in this, but I think there's a tremendous amount of work involved here. I can't see even saying September. I think if we ask the superintendent or at some point to try to work towards some of these goals, I just can't see all this work. I don't see how that's going to benefit the students right now with all the other work that has to be going on. Yes, it would help the community, it could save money in the long run, and I think they're good things to strive towards in the future. I just can't see putting it in a motion saying these actions must be completed by 6 weeks or September or whichever one passes. It seems like a tremendous amount of work to me. Thank you.
Cheryl, if you don't mind, if it's okay if I call you Cheryl, because every time I say your last name, I butcher it.
I agree with Mike. I just think it's a huge undertaking right now. I think it should be just something that they should be striving for. I believe that this is probably something they will be in consideration with the website considerations that they're trying to go forward with. I'm sure this is something that is definitely on the radar anyways, but to now hinder the administration with this also, with a time frame attached to it, is just too much.
I would confer with Cheryl and Mike. Though this is a great idea in theory, it doesn't have anything to do with educating students in our district, which is what this school district is about. I understand it helps to communicate with the public. I've been a school board member for over 2 years, and some people in the public don't come to meetings. So we're going to give them all the policies and tie up the administration's time on putting all of this online, but it doesn't have anything to do with preparing our students for the Smarter Balance test and the Common Core standards. Yes, Mr. Liskars.
Madam Chair, when you say it has nothing to do with the education of our children, I've been attending these public meetings, and I now have been sitting on this board, and the best part of these meetings, again, I'll tell you, is when the public speaks or when the children attend and give me a presentation. And I'll tell you what, as a board member, it's embarrassing for me to tell the children that are supposed to be learning about 21st century technology that I still have to flip through a manual to find out the policies and procedures I need to approve expenditures and policies that are governing the schools that they are in. I mean, so when you say it has nothing to do with educating children, children learn by example. When they see the adults flipping through paper manuals as we did in the old days, it's not a good example to set.
Madam Chair, I disagree with your comments and your characterization of this board hindering the education of the children. Common Core in 21st century.
We're not getting into a personal debate about that you don't agree with my statements. They're my statements.
Madam Chair, my view is that our capable administrators and teachers are the ones that are going to educate our children about Common Core and 21st century, not us. We are a policy board. And as boring as some of this stuff might seem, this is our job, is to make sure this stuff is okay. It's not our job to reach down into the school and make sure that somebody is doing a lesson plan right. In fact, that's not our job. So creating this policy and making it more accessible for everybody, that helps us to do our job. If you put that in a high-speed feeder and scan that, that's going to be the easy part of that job. Organizing it is going to take a while. We also know that some of that's already digital. Not all of that is just in paper. So I agree with Mr. Liskars that, it is time for us to set an example and to be able to easily access all of the policies and the rules that we're governed by. Thank you.
Mr. Davis.
Well, and again, I think it is noble, and I think it is good to strive for, and I think we can ask that some of the things be put on there, but the time is just way too much, I think, in my opinion. I think that any citizen that wants to get this information can request it and get this information. I don't think there's that much of a request for it. If there is, we eventually in the future, I think we can go to this, but I have to be against this entire
Sherman.
Can I
motion.
ask you Moon's question?
Mr. Liskars, do you have something to input?
Yes, the reason I agreed with Mr. Pearl's amendment to change it from 6 weeks, which I agree is a short period of time, to September, was because of a conversation that I had with Dr. Littlefield. And I don't remember the exact comment, but it was something like, that's a good summer project. And I agree with what you're proposing here, digitizing this. And he also made a point that all of the documents that have come online since he's been superintendent have been digital. So I respect that. And again, trying to work with this administration, I think is a good idea. Thank you.
One more, just real quick comment, and I agree with that, and I think it might be a good summer project. I just don't think us demanding this in a motion and having this has to be done That's why I think we can ask the superintendent to try to get this thing working and when he has time. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Liscard.
Mr. Dubus, as board members, this is what we do. This is how we get things moving. We make proposals. We either disagree or agree as a majority, and then we move on. We direct the superintendent to do something. If we decide not to do that, then that's what we do. But that's what we do as a board. That's my understanding.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Cheryl.
Didn't, I asked for the question to be moved.
Yes, you did.
Discussion.
I'm going to accept Cheryl's suggestion to call the motion, call it to a vote. All those in favor,
Wait,
signify.
Madam Chair,
amendment.
point of order.
We voted on the amendment. We
Robert's
approved.
rule says you've got to vote on calling the question. Second, you've got to vote on moving the question.
Okay, you moved the question, Cheryl?
Did I word it wrong, incorrectly?
You need a second. I'll second it. All those in favor of calling the question signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I don't think we vote on that. This is.
Yes, you do.
All right, but I vote aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, what is
We're calling the question to a vote.
Going to
There- We're ending the
More
discussion.
discussion.
Aye.
Mr. Pearl?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. The calling it to a vote carries 5-0. I don't know what we call that.
So the motion.
So we're going to vote on Mr. Liscar's motion as amended, changing the 6 weeks to September of 2013. All
I
those,
must miss the vote on the amendment, just tell me what the vote was.
5-0.
5-0.
Vote on the amendment was 5-0?
Yes.
No, I believe I voted no.
Oh, you,
I don't
oh,
even know, was it really called for one?
yeah,
It was.
It was 4-1.
Sorry. Roll call, please.
Cheryl?
No.
Mr. Dubus?
No.
Mr. Pearl?
Yes.
Mr. Liscars?
Yes.
Tricia Corkus, no. Motion fails.